Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail, and today we are going to be talking about the tent that I've used for the last year and I think is pretty much the best tent I've ever used in my life. It is absolutely awesome, and it's the tent I will continue to use as long as it stays together. So this is the Tarptent Double Rainbow LI. It is a Dyneema tent. And obviously, as most of you know, Dyneema tents are relatively expensive, but it is completely worth it. I mean, it is very, very lightweight. It is so easy to put up. It takes maybe 2 to 5 minutes at most. So let's just talk about some of the specs first. Obviously, as most of you know, Dyneema is very expensive. So this tent, if you buy it new with the liner is optional. It's going to run you about $679. Now currently it's out of stock new. However, when I bought mine, I did not buy it new. In fact, mine was a gift, so that I was very thankful for that. But we bought it in one of their blemished models, and I'm going to go over that because it's a great way to save some money. You get the full warranty. Everything is the same, and you save $50, and you can use that to buy other gear or just save it. And the other good thing is the blemish models are usually in stock. And honestly, when I got my tent, I saw nothing wrong with it. I couldn't see any blemishes or anything. They have really strict protocol for passing their inspection, and so a lot of times if things don't pass, they put it in the blemish model. And actually, just a short digression, that's how I've bought most of my gear for the last year and a half, is either slightly used or by these blemish or sale shelf models, because you get the same gear for a lot cheaper in a lot of cases. So just something to think about. When you get your Tarptent Double Rainbow LI, you'll get the Dyneema Stuffsack, obviously the tent. You will get this carbon fiber arch pole. Now as this is brand new, I never used it. I got the aluminum one instead. As you can see, it's just a little bit more bulkier. It is about 3 ounces heavier, but it's also going to be much more durable. You'll get the carbon fiber strut. You'll get the tent stake bag with 6 aluminum Easton nano stakes, and then you also get some Dyneema repair tape as well. Now, the Dyneema, the stakes, I didn't use those stakes either. I use groundhog stakes, but these stakes are apparently very good. And personally, I just went with the aluminum strut or arch pole because I just knew I was going to be in a lot of heavy weather, and just carbon fiber can be brittle at times. And the arch pole is carbon fiber and really weighs less than an ounce. And I bought an extra one just in case mine snapped. But it never did. I mean, I had it in up to winds of 50 plus miles an hour, and it was great. I know a lot of people will say it's overkill, but I do use a ground sheet, and the one that I found works best with this tent is the one made by Zpacks for the size duplex, because it fits perfectly with this tent. It's made by a 1.0 ounce per square yard Dyneema. And again, I know a lot of people will say it's overkill, but you know, when you have a tent that's that expensive, I think it's well worth it. It's going to protect the bottom from punctures. And I've used other ground sheets that were a lesser material, like 0.75 Dyneema, 0.51, and they always just got tons of punctures and holes within like the first couple uses. This Zpacks one has held up great. So anyway, the Double Rainbow LI is great if you're thinking about doing something like a through hike, or if you're just thinking of doing a lot of hiking and you want something that's going to last you a while. As long as you take care of Dyneema, it will last a while. And what I mean by that is, don't scrunch it up and throw it in the bottom of your bag. Roll it up and keep it in the stuff sack. This will greatly extend the life of the tent. The Double Rainbow LI is a 2-person, 3+ season tent. It's got an amazing amount of room. It's about 88 inches long by 50 inches wide. It's got about 40 inches of headroom, and you can fit 2 25-inch sleeping pads in there with room to spare. I mean, that's one of the things that I just love about this tent, is it's so spacious and so easy to set up. I mean, you put that arch pole in, connect the strut, and stake out the corners, and that's it. You're done. The tent's up. And one of the things I love about this tent is they put this sill nylon part up a little bit, which really helps to keep out like the dust and the dirt. That was one of the things that kind of drove me nuts about the Strathfire Lee. It was really hard to keep clean. Now I do have inside there, you can see I have the optional liner, which is a condensation liner. It only weighs 2 ounces, and I just keep it installed. I mean, It's great, and I've never had a problem with condensation with this tent. 6 stake tent setup. Right now I have an extra guy line on it just to show you, and there's many ways you can add extra lines to this. This is just these 2 big vestibules, and you can also put this tent into what they call porch mode, which I'll show some pictures with the options that I have. It's right around 38 ounces. That, in my personal opinion, I like it better than the Stratospire Lee, mainly because, for one, it is so easy to set up. I mean, it just takes like a couple of minutes. Not only that, more spacious on the inside. It can also be set up in for freestanding, which I'll show pictures of. And I'm by no means saying anything about the Stratospire Lee. That was a great tent for me, and honestly the only reason I didn't get it when mine was stolen was because it was out of stock in both regular and blemish models. So I just went with the Double Rainbow Lee with the liner, which is pictured here, and it's just been great for me. It's got a lot of great features. It's got these dual apex vents on each end of the tent, which allows a lot of cool air to get in. It's got the sil nylon patches that come up, which I already said that they're just wonderful. It's one of my favorite things. It helps keep rain splash, dust, and dirt out. It's got these pull-ups on the arch poles where you can pull up to get more ventilation as well. And just the interior space is unbelievable. You can fit 2 25-inch mats with room to spare. This tent can be easily set up in freestanding mode as long as you have trekking poles that are 140 inches or longer. It comes with all the already attachments and accessories needed to do this, and it's very easy. I love this accessory. This is something you have to buy. It's called the Rainbow Roost. It's $17 extra, but it's awesome because it just gives you added storage for your gear, your cell phone. Personally, I put my little light up there so I can read at night. This tent can be set up in what's called porch mode. So if it's a nice, bright, sunny, windy day, you can put your trekking poles up so it creates this sort of porch. And it's just beautiful. It gives you such a nice breeze, and you can just hang out at night and look at the stars. The tent does come with 2 little mesh pockets on the sides of each door, as pictured here on the right. And they're great too. Plenty of space for your cell phone or other gear you might want to put in. Of course, all the doors are outfitted with the Tarptent's magnetic door tiebacks, which I think are just awesome. It's just so nice to reach out, pull that over, and the magnet is a really strong magnet, and it's just a great little feature. If you buy the tent as is and just use whatever they give you, you know, the carbon fiber arch pole and their stakes, the weight is roughly 31 ounces, which really is amazing. Like I said, the way I have it outfitted is closer to 38 ounces, but still really light for a 2-person tent. Really don't have anything negative to say about it. I guess the only thing, if I had to comment, I don't know whether this is because I got one of the blemish models, but the zippers on the outside are just small. They're not the big number 5 zippers, which I would prefer. Something I could always get replaced. Not sure if you guys will be able to see this, but right now we have wind gusts of up to 35 miles an hour. I mean, I know it's hard to tell, but it's staked out with some rocks and whatnot, but it's really windy, and it's just solid as a rock. And I originally pitched it with, you know, the narrow side facing into the wind, but the wind shifted and now it's hitting the broad side, you know, the side with the vestibules, which is obviously not what you want. This tent, in my opinion, I know that most people would disagree with me, but for me, at least in my experience, it's performed better than my Stratospire Lee. I haven't had to adjust it. Again, I do have the aluminum pole running down the middle, so I can't speak intelligently how the carbon fiber one would do. I mean, that's what they sell with the tent. The vestibules are awesome, and they even have these rain flaps too if you're gonna use it in porch mode. And then of course you've got your deep pockets here. You see it, but the Z-Pack's duplex ground sheet goes right to the edge, which is perfect because you don't want it to go out past the edge, otherwise water can accumulate. Of course, the whole tent is made with fine, no seams mesh, so it keeps absolutely the smallest bug out. This tent, when it's packed down, is 17 inches long by 4.5 inches wide, or 43 centimeters by 11.4 centimeters. And I was able to fit it in the side pocket of my Gossamer Gear Mariposa. Overall, I think this is an absolutely wonderful tent. I give it an A+. Tarptent did a great job on this. It's been a wonderful tent for me. I'd highly recommend it to anyone that's doing a through hike or is planning on doing a lot of camping and hiking and want to invest in something that's really going to last a long time. I want to thank everybody for watching as always, and if you have any questions on this tent or if I left anything out, just please send me an email or give me a comment. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Special thank you to co.ag for providing the background music, and I'll see everyone in the next one. And I just wanted to do a little follow-up. Tarptent is just a wonderful company to work with. They have amazing customer service. Henry is awesome to work with. If you have any issues, you call him up, he'll help you out. If something happens with your tent, you can send it back in for repairs. If you need extra Dyneema repair tape, they'll send it out to you for free. Just an awesome company to work with. And just visit tarptent.com for more information, or if you want to buy one for yourself. All right, guys.